Let's just start in a comfortable seated position. Just cross-legged is fine. And if you want to be up a little higher, hi. Move, M-O-V-E, but that was for mine. I don't know Lorraine's. What is Lorraine? We got this, maybe? All right. So today we're using a strap and a couple blocks. And my name's Enid. I'm subbing for Mia. Hopefully next time I'll get this figured out. Anyway, go ahead and just roll your shoulders back. Let the shoulder blades drop. You can go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And just start to relax and focus on the breath. Just using the breath as our transition from our outside awareness to our inner awareness and yoga space. Just that little bit of focus of the breath and dropping the shoulders. You should already start to feel that nervous system calming. And inhale. And exhale. Notice how the breath moves the body. Start to relax through the face and the jaw. Take a breath and just hover for a moment just at that little spot before you exhale, and then release. Again, inhale. And just hover there for a second, and then exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale, relax. And then you can go ahead and open your eyes. Let's bring the hands to the heart. Maybe bow the head just a little bit. And just take a moment, now that we've crossed to the other side from the end of last year to the beginning of this year. Maybe take a moment to think about any changes you want to make or things that are working for you that you want to maintain. Whether you call them resolutions or just directions to move in. Just take a moment to focus on that. Inhale and exhale. And then we'll just inhale and take the hands up. And then exhale, let them float down to the side. And again, hands together. Inhale as you lift up, and exhale. Let the hands float. Again, palms together as you inhale. And exhale as the arms float down. And we'll take the hands and interlace them, the base of the skull. And inhale, open up the chest. You might notice the engagement of the abs. Feel the shoulder blades come together, opening of the heart. And exhale, we'll bring the elbows together, rounding, feeling the lengthening in the back of the neck. And inhale, open. And exhale. Bring the elbows together. And inhale, open. Feel that broadening of the chest. And exhale. This time we'll inhale the arms up, reaching through the fingertips, and go ahead and let the shoulders drop. You might notice as the shoulders drop, the elbows will tend to bend. So reach through the fingertips. Keep the arms nice and strong. Abdominals are engaged. And then inhale. And we'll exhale. Take one hand to the mat and take the other hand over the ear for a side bend, dropping the shoulder away from that ear, pressing down on the opposite hip so you really feel that stretch through the rib cage. That top shoulder rolls back, lifting the chest toward the ceiling. And inhale, come back up. And exhale, take it to the other side as you place that hand on the mat. And reach through the fingertips, rolling that top shoulder back, pressing that hip down, lengthening through the side body. And come back up. And then we'll just take the arms up. And then we'll come forward any amount. You can be up on the fingertips or maybe down at the forearms, lengthening both the front body and the back body. Neck is neutral, pressing the sit bones onto the mat or the block. Inhale, exhale. And then we'll walk it back up. And then let's go ahead and change the fold of the legs. The opposite leg is in front. And again, take the arms up. And exhale, come forward. You can also use the blocks here. If that helps, you can think of lengthening the front body and the back body, pressing the hip bones down, sit bones, lengthening through the back of the neck. And then we'll walk the hands back. And one more time, take the hands up. And then we'll exhale and take a twist to your left. I'm going over to my right. So the right hand is pressing against the knee. Left shoulder comes back, sitting nice and tall as you inhale. Exhale, using the press of that hand against the knee to increase the twist. And come back to center, take the arms up, and we'll just exhale, take it to the other side, maintaining that height in the spine as you inhale. Exhale, maybe take it a little bit deeper. And come back to center. And let's come up to stand. And take the block and just place it about halfway between the knees and the groin area. And then if you have a strap, we'll just take the strap about shoulder width apart. And then inhale, we'll take the strap up. And just notice how having the block in between the thighs, right away, the quads are engaged. We're pulling apart on the strap, dropping the shoulders down. And trying not to push the block forward so that we're lifting and pushing the hips forward. So we're trying to align the hips right over the ankles, shoulders over the hips. Abdominals are engaged, shoulders are dropping, shoulder opener right there. Quads are working, abdominals are working. Inhale, exhale. And then we'll lower down. And let's take the hands a little bit wider on the strap. So start out nice and wide. We're going to do some arm circles. So inhale as we come up. And then exhale, we'll take it down behind you. If you start to bend at the elbow, just separate the hands a little bit more. Again, engaging the abs, dropping the tailbone, and then inhale to come up. And exhale down, going nice and slow, intense shoulder opener here. Again, inhale. And just take it as far as you can so you feel that nice gentle stretch without straining. And inhale, come up. And maybe one more time, maybe you can take it one fist in a little bit closer as you start to open up the shoulders. Inhale, take it up. And exhale, slowly take it behind and inhale up. And exhale, take it back. And from here, let's take it back to about shoulder distance apart. And from here, we're going to come into a Utkatasana or chair pose. So we'll start by bringing the hips up. We'll bring the arms up. So you want to keep the knees aligned over the ankles. So your knees aren't forward, but as much as you can, you want to be able to see your toes. And there's, again, your hands are pulling apart on the strap. You have a nice straight line from the tailbone to the top of the head. Shoulders coming back, dropping back. Shoulder blades together, pulling apart on the strap. Maybe lift the chest. So your abs are engaged. Uddiyana Bandha. Your pelvic floor is engaged for your Mula Bandha. Everything is active. The arms are working, abdominals working, squeezing that block. Inhale and exhale. We'll just let it go. You can take your hands to your knees and just take the hands to the outside of the knees, keeping the shoulders nice and wide. Just take a little breath there. Feel the broadness in the back, upper back. Inhale, exhale, and we'll take that again. Inhale, come up. Pulling apart on the strap. Maybe come sit a little bit lower, lifting the chest. Engaging through the core, pulling apart on that strap. And then let it go. You can bring your hands to the outside of the knees. Pressing into the outside of the knees, let the head go. One more time. Let's take the arms up. Sitting back, pulling apart on the strap. Neutral neck. Lifting the chest. Inhale and exhale. And then we'll let it go. And just drop your head down and just shake it. Oops. Not sure what that is. Okay, let's come down to the mat. And we'll come to sit so that your soles of the feet are flat on the mat. And then take your strap. We'll bring both knees in to start and just circle the ankles both directions. And then we'll take the left sole of the foot back to the mat and take the strap around the right foot. We'll send it to the ceiling. Pressing through the heel, relaxing the shoulders into the mat. And then go ahead and extend the left leg, pressing through the heel. So both legs are active, and you can keep the elbows bent, maybe even rest your elbows on the mat so the shoulders relax down towards the mat. Both feet are active, really pressing all 4 points of that right foot toward the ceiling, creating space in that hip joint. We'll go ahead and take both straps in the right hand, and we're going to open that leg to the right. And also, if you have a block, you can also take your block right up to the outside of that hip as you open up, just for a little support. Maybe you can find where that helps to have the block. And then you want to keep that left hip rooted to the mat. And it might help. You can also take the left sole of the foot to the mat and let that knee open up. I find that's a nice counterbalance to keep both hips on the mat, pressing through that heel. Feel that stretch, the inner left thigh, and relaxing the shoulders, the jaw. Inhale and exhale into that stretch in the inner thigh. And then before you bring that leg back up, go ahead and bend that knee. Take it back up to the ceiling. And if you bent the left leg, again, let it be long on the mat, pressing through the left heel. And we'll take the strap in the left hand and start to bring the leg all the way across so that the right hip will come to stack on the left hip. Right arm can be out to the side. So you get that stretch across the lower back, outer right thigh. See if you can keep both shoulder blades on the mat. Pressing through both heels. The outer edge or pinky side of the extended leg is on the mat. And then just breathe into that stretch across the lower back. And then before you bring that leg back up, just bend the knee and take it back up. And let's take both feet into the strap, pressing both heels toward the ceiling. Feel that stretch in the back of both legs. And then we'll take the right leg back to the mat and extend it, pressing through the left heel, pressing through the right heel. All 4 points of that left foot pressing toward the ceiling. See if you can straighten that knee. Both legs are active. Abdominals are active, shoulders pressing into the mat. And then you can also, again, take that block and place it right next to your left hip. And then take both hands in both straps in the left hand and start to open up that leg toward the left. Keeping the right hip pressed down. Again, you can take the right foot and bend it and open it up as a little counterbalance to keep both hips evenly resting on the mat. And notice that stretch in the inner thigh. Press through that heel. And to come back up, bend that knee and re-extend that left leg toward the ceiling. We'll extend the right leg on the mat and then take both straps in the right hand. And then we'll drop that left foot toward the right, stacking the left hip on top of the right hip. You can lift that right shoulder blade a little bit so the left shoulder blade comes to the mat. Notice that twist, the broadening of the lower back. Deep stretch for the glutes, the outer thigh. Gaze can be toward the ceiling or maybe toward the left hand. And And then we'll slowly bend that knee, bring it back to center. And let's take the strap off and just take both soles of the feet to the mat and just take a moment to neutralize. Notice any sensations or any differences from one side to the other. Inhale, exhale. And then let's just roll onto our sides. And we'll come to hands and knees position. So you're on all fours. So your knees are under the hips and the palms are under the shoulders. Start to engage the abdominals, lengthen through the spine. And go ahead and take your right hand and start to turn it toward the outside. And then maybe if you can, turn it all the way so that your fingers are pointing back. And then we'll just slowly take some circles, just very gently. It's an intense wrist stretch. Both directions. And then we'll take that hand, turn it back. And same thing on the left side. You might want to start with the fingers not quite all the way turned around or part way. Or if you can, have the fingers facing the knees and then just gently circle the hips. Again, just gentle stretch for that wrist. Both directions. And then we'll turn that hand around so both hands are facing forward. Fingers are spread nice and wide, pressing through the hands, shoulders away from the ears. And let's send that right foot back. So we're on the ball of the right foot, engaged through the abdominals. And then let's lift that right leg up, pressing through the heel, keeping the hips square so they're the same distance from the mat. Neck is nice and long. And you can stay there, or option for a little balance challenge, you can add the left arm. And hold it there. And then on the inhale, we'll extend through the fingers, extend through the heel. And then on the exhale, we'll bring the elbow to knee. And inhale, extend. And then bring the elbow in. And extend. And exhale, round, bring the knee to elbow. And extend. And then option here to point that right toe, bend the knee, and then reach back, either toward the foot or if you can, holding onto that foot. Feel that chest opening, hip, quadricep. Bring the shoulders back. And then we'll release and gently re-extend. And then we'll take the hand down, bring the knee back. And then we'll come back to all fours. And extend through the left foot. Start with your ball of the foot on the mat. Press through the heel, feel that stretch. And then using the strength of the abdominals, let's lift that left leg. Option to stay there, or for the balance, lift the right arm. Hips are square. Strong abdominals. Inhale as you extend, and then exhale, elbow to knee. And extend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Elbow to knee. And extend. Again, option here to point that left toe. Bend the knee. And then reach back toward that foot or holding onto that foot. Lifting the chest. Press the back of the foot into the hand. Feel that stretch through the chest, quadriceps, that hip. Maybe lift that thigh just a little higher. And then re-extend. And then you can bring the hand down and bring the knee down. Let's go ahead and separate the knees, bring the toes together, and just let your hips come back. So we'll come into a little child's pose. Take a deep breath. Maybe tent the fingers so the arms stay active. Inhale and exhale. Feel the stretch through the lower back. And then let's come back to all fours. And let's come to face me so that you're facing the long side of your mat. And we'll come to kneeling position. And go ahead and extend your right leg. I'll extend my left so we're on the same side. And have your toes facing forward. And then we'll take the hands to the floor of the mat. And then just our little cat-cow here with one leg extended. So we'll let the belly drop, lifting the chin, lifting the tailbone as you inhale. And then exhale, we'll round, but we'll also come back. You can tuck the back toes. And then exhale as you drop the hips back. Inhale again. We'll drop the belly, lift the chin, and then exhale, round into your cat pose as you come back. And inhale, come up. Feel that stretch in the inner thigh. And then around as you come back, pressing back. And we'll come back to neutral. So your hands are under the shoulders. And let's walk the hands in. We'll take the arms up to a T. And from here, just take that left hand down to the mat. We'll take the right arm up. And then we'll just extend it over the ear. Reach that shoulder, right shoulder opening. Feel that stretch from the outer right foot to the fingertips. And then we'll take that arm straight up to the ceiling. And from here, let's lift that leg. So using the strength of the abdominals, we'll just lower and lift and lower and lift. Shoulders are pulled away from the ears and lower and lift. And then option here to bind. So if you can hold on to that ankle, open up the shoulders. Feel that stretch in the quadricep. And then we'll re-extend and take your hand to your head, point the toe, inhale, and then exhale, we'll bring the elbow to knee and extend and bring the elbow to knee. Inhale, extend, then exhale, elbow to knee and extend. And then we'll lower that foot, sole of the foot back to the mat. This is optional here. We've done this before. Or we're going to see if we can lift the supporting leg. So to do that, we're going to keep pressing the sole of the foot, your right foot to the floor, using the strength of your arm. You're going to lift your left knee and hold it there. A little bit of a balance there as well. This is optional. Inner thigh. Hold it. And then release. And let's just take that stretch one more time, reaching through the fingertips. Press the sole of the foot down. And inhale to come back up. And go ahead and take your foot so it's pointing to the short, the toes are pointing to the short end of the mat. We'll take the arms up to a T. And just start to slide that right hand down toward your ankle. So the arms are opposite each other. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. And then also see if you can keep the hips pressed forward. So you want to feel that right top of the femur bone coming forward. So we're in a straight line. So your hips aren't falling back. Similar to a modified triangle pose here. See if you can lengthen both sides of the rib cage. And then we'll take that top hand overhead. Open that shoulder. Inhale, exhale, and come back up. And go ahead and take your hands to your hips. And then bring that foot in so you've got your knee right over your right ankle. We'll go ahead and take the right hand to the inside and then take that right arm overhead. So it's a modified side extended side angle. So you're using that elbow to press against the knee as your top shoulder opens, reaching through the fingertips. See if you can keep the right top of the right femur bone pressing forward. So you're using the leverage of the arm against the knee to open up. Inhale and exhale. And let's come back to kneeling position here. Tuck the toes. And let's just for a moment, with your toes tucked, come to sit on your toes for a little intense toe stretch here, just for as long as you can. Even if it's just a minute, it's so good for the bottoms of your feet, plantar fasciitis, if you can. If not, go ahead and untuck the toes and just have a seat there. The more you do it, the easier it gets, and I haven't done it for a while, so. But that's a really good one for your feet. And then we'll come back up, take the arms out. So this time, let's take the other foot out so the toes are starting off facing forward. And let's take the hands down to the floor. Again, inhale as you drop the belly for your cow. And then we'll exhale round and bring the hips back. That back foot is tucked. And then inhale, come forward. And exhale round as you push back. And then come forward. Inhale to your cat pose, your cow. And then exhale round and come back. And then we'll come back to neutral. And take the arms up to a T. And we'll drop that right hand to the mat. And then just take that arm overhead. Start with your stretch on the outside of that left foot to the fingertips. Open the shoulder. Feel that stretch in the side body. And inhale to come up. And then exhale, bring that hand down. Forgot this part. So we're gonna lift that leg. And then just drop that foot and lift using the strength of the abdominals here. And that foot comes down and lift and lower and lift. And then option here to bind. So you can hold on to that foot, roll that top shoulder back. Feel that stretch through the right or the left, your left, lower belly and quad, opening up the chest. And we'll re-extend. And then point the toe, take the hand to the head. Inhale. And then we'll exhale, bring the elbow to knee. And extend. And exhale. And extend. And extend. And then take that foot, lots of control, take it back to the mat or the floor. Then from here, press strongly into the sole of that left foot and to the palm. Inhale, and then exhale. See if you can lift the supporting knee. Strong abdominal work right there. Breathe. Hold it, feel that inner thigh working, and then take it back to the mat. Okay, let's come up. And from here, just point the left foot to the short edge of the mat. Take the arms out. And then we'll slide that left hand toward the foot. So the arms are pulling apart here, shoulder back, lengthening both sides of the rib cage. Find a position that's okay for your neck. You might want to tuck your chin just a bit. And then we'll take that arm and extend it over the ear. Rolling the shoulder back. Try not to let the hips drop back, but stay in the same line as the shoulders and that leg. And inhale, top arm brings you back. And then let's bring that foot in. So the knee is right over the ankle. And then take your fingertips to the floor. Elbow is against the inside of the knee. Then again, take that arm up and then reach it overhead, pressing the elbow into that knee to keep it aligned, rolling that top shoulder back. Hips come forward. Using that leverage to get as much stretch as you can, dropping the shoulders. And inhale, that arm brings you back up. Let's come back to hands and knees. From here, let's take the palms a little bit forward, maybe one hand length or less. Then we'll tuck the toes. And then using the strength of the abdominals, let's come to a downward dog. And then just go ahead and pedal it out. Take a few deep breaths. Maybe bend one knee and the other knee. And then when you're ready, start to come to stillness, making sure your hands are nice, fingers are stretched nice and wide, pressing through every part of the hand, fingertips, base of the fingers, heel of the hand. Inner elbows are rotating toward each other, lifting the sit bones. And then go ahead and deeply bend the knees and just lift the sit bones and just focus on that length of the upper body. So the chest is coming toward the thighs. Neck is nice and relaxed. You can maybe rotate your head, yes and no. Face is relaxed, jaw is relaxed. Go ahead and let the heels drop to the mat, maintaining that height. Engaging your Uddiyana Bandha or lower belly muscles to support the lower back. Feel that stretch through the shoulder blades. And inhale and then exhale. Let's come up on our toes and just walk the feet toward the hands. And come into your forward fold. And let the head go. Bend your knees any amount. Trying to keep the hips aligned over the ankles so your hips aren't too far back. So you're balancing your weight over the front part of the feet as well as the back, evenly distributed. And shaking the head, yes and no. And bend one knee and the other knee. And then bend the knees and using the strength of the abdominals, let's roll to stand by stacking one vertebra on top of the other, Really feel that stretch, finding space between each vertebra as you come up. Shoulders are heavy, head is heavy. Well, just let the shoulders fall into place. Let the head come into place. Just go ahead and close your eyes just for one moment. Feel the strength of the feet pressing into the mat, all four corners supporting you. Shoulders are dropping. Go ahead and inhale, open the eyes. Let's take the arms up. And then from here, let's again come into our chair pose. So your feet are about hip width apart. Let the hips come back, shoulders, your arms are extended next to the ears, strong engagement through the abs. And bring the hands to your heart. And then we're going to turn toward your right. So you can take your right hand and kind of push your knee. We're going to come into a prayer twist. So you really want to get that elbow to the outside of your right knee. Palms can be together, or you can have fist to palm if that feels better. Try and keep the hips aligned. And you're pushing, so you're trying to bring the hands right in front of the sternum, lengthening through the spine. Inhale, exhale. And then we'll release, just come to a forward fold. And then bend the knees, and again, we'll roll up to stand. Let the head go, lengthening through the neck. And then we'll come back, bring the hands to the heart. And again, let's come back into our chair pose. Bring the hips back. Core is engaged. Try to lift the chest as much as you can. So your hips are coming back, but you're trying to stay upright as well by engaging your abdominal muscles. Then you can take your left hand and just push that knee out of the way as you take your right elbow to the outside. That always helps for me to get the elbow right there so you have a good leverage there for the twist. And again, your hands can be in prayer position or fist to palm. And just pressing against the knee to bring the hands closer to the heart, lengthening through the spine, neutral neck. Feel that strong twist. Check and make sure the knees are aligned. Inhale and then exhale, let it go. Back to forward fold. And then facing the short end of the mat, we'll come to flat back. Inhale, straighten the legs, bring the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, take it back. And then take your palms to the mat and bend your knees any amount so that you can get your hands firmly on the mat, and we'll step back to a plank. So you're in one straight line, abdominals engaged, quads are engaged, neutral neck, shoulders away from the ears. And then either with the knees up or the knees down, we'll slowly bring the elbows in and lower in one piece all the way down to the mat. And then go ahead and untuck the toes. And we'll inhale, come to your baby cobra. So you're pulling the shoulders back, elbows are glued to your sides, lengthening through the lower back, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat and lower down. And we'll come back to all fours and then tuck the toes, and let's come back to downward dog. Take a breath there. Okay, this is the first class with a mask on, so I can feel a difference in breathing. So let's take a little 5 breaths here in downward dog. Pressing the heels into the mat. Hands are nice and strong. By pressing into the fingertips, we're taking the pressure off the wrists. And we'll step the left foot closer to the center. We'll bring that left hand closer to the center. And then we'll start to come into a side plank. So in the side plank, you can either have the lower knee on the mat for support. You can have your feet in tandem. So you've got one foot in front of the other, or stacked, lifting the opposite arm up. Just remember which side you're on, so you'll do the opposite side. And lifting the hips. Inhale, exhale. And then we'll come back to downward dog. And let's bring the knees to the mat. And we'll just come into a child's pose just for in between sides here. Inhale and exhale. Notice the inflation of the back and the chest, the belly. And exhale. So relax toward the mat. And slowly, let's come back up. Tuck your toes, come back to your downward dog. Or stay there, your choice. We're just going to go to the other side. So we'll step the right foot closer to the center and the left hand in a little bit. And then we'll rotate to the other side, to your side plank, and lifting the hips up. Arm comes up. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Strong through the hand. Balancing. And slowly bring that hand back. And we'll come back to downward dog and just pedal it out. And let's bring the right foot up. So keep the hips square, and we'll lift that right leg high behind, pressing through that heel, extending from the fingertips to that right heel. Inhale, and then exhale. We're going to bring that knee all the way forward and step that right foot so it comes in between the hands. And then make any adjustments you need to so that your knee is over your ankle. And then go ahead and lower that back knee. And then you can use your blocks here. We'll just come up nice and tall so you feel that stretch in the front of the left hip. Pressing the top of the back foot into the mat. Let's go ahead and bring the hands up to the knee. Drop the shoulders. Using the strength of the hips to protect the lower back. See if you can drop the hips a little bit more so you get a little extra stretch right in the front of that hip of the back leg. We'll take the arms up. Reaching through the fingertips, drop the shoulders down, nice and strong. And then take the hands back to the mat, either side of that foot. And then we'll leave the left foot, the left hand on the mat, and then open up toward that bent knee for your easy stretch. Twist. Lengthening through the fingertips, keeping that knee aligned with the toes. And then option here to tuck the back toes and then come up. Press through that back heel. And we'll bring that hand back down. And then we'll take that front foot and just take it back to your downward dog. Go ahead and pedal it out. And then let's take the left foot up, pressing through that heel. Hips are nice and square. Abdominals are strong. Shoulder blades together. Inhale, and then exhale. We'll point the toe, bring that knee all the way up and step through. Take as many steps as you need. Maybe rock a little bit to start to open up that right hip. And drop that back knee. Untuck the toes, pressing that top of that back foot into the mat. We'll come up, bring the hands to the knee. Strong through the hips. Feel that stretch in front of that right hip. Drop the shoulders. We'll take the arms up. Reaching through the fingertips. Lifting through the heart. Hips are dropping toward the mat. Upper body's lifting. Inhale, and then exhale. We'll take the hands back to either side of the foot. Keeping the right hand on the mat, we'll start to open up to a twist. And then option here to tuck the back toes, lift that back leg, making sure that knee stays aligned with the toes, doesn't fall out to the side. Lengthening through the spine. And then we'll bring that hand back and then step that front foot back to plank. And then again, you can either drop the knees and lower down in one piece or keep them lifted, tucking the elbows in and slowly come all the way to the mat. And then from here, we'll come back to downward dog, either through hands and knees, or if you want to do a reverse push-up, you can tuck the toes and then push through the hands and then back to downward dog. Inhale, exhale. And then let's drop the knees to the mat. You can separate the knees, bring the toes together, and then let the hips come back. And inhale, exhale. And we'll slowly come up, walk the hands back toward you, and just come onto one hip and just let your feet come forward in front of you. And then from here, take your arms out and we'll slowly lower down, engaging the abdominals. As you slowly lower all the way to the mat. And let's take the right leg and just cross it over the left. So one knee is stacked on the other. We'll shift the hips slightly toward the right. And then we'll let both knees drop to the left. You can extend your arms to a T to come into a twist. Your gaze can be toward the ceiling, or if you like, you can take your gaze in the opposite direction of the knees. And even take your left hand on top of the outside of the right knee. A little extra stretch. And just see if you can let go, allowing gravity to let the knees drop. Let go of any holding. Let the shoulders relax. Feel that opening in the lower back and the rib cage. And you can take that right arm up just a little bit. You'll get a little extra stretch in the upper right quadrant of that shoulder. And then if your hand is on the knee, release it back out to the side and just press through your arms to bring the knees back up. And just take the knees back to hip width. And then we'll just take the left knee, cross it over the right. So the knees are stacked, and then slightly move the hips to the left and let the knees drop. And again, you can take the right hand to the top of the left knee. Inhale and see if you can exhale and relax any holding. So you just let the weight of the knee increase the stretch, keeping both shoulder blades on the mat or the floor. Notice the broadness of the lower back. See if you can release with every exhale. So you really let go of that top leg. Just let gravity do the work. And then if your hand is on top of your knee, take it back out to a T. And using the abdominals, we'll bring the knees back up, coming into your neutral position. And then go ahead and extend the right knee, extend the left leg. Coming into Shavasana, you can have your arms at a comfortable angle from the shoulders. Go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath. And exhale. Letting go of any effort. Just be completely supported by the earth. Relaxing through the face and the jaw. Let the shoulders melt toward the mat. Breath is just coming into an easy, natural rhythm. See if you can release on the exhale any extra holding. Start to deepen the breath. Find some movement in the fingers and toes. Interlace the fingers and take them overhead for a deep body stretch. Pressing through the heels. Inhale, exhale, bring one knee in to the chest and the other knee in. And then very gently roll to one side. Just using your hands to come up to sit. Back to your cross-legged position. And bring the hands to the heart. And you can slightly bow the head. Take a deep breath. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Just take a moment so that you can imprint that sense of calm and balance. Just take a moment of gratitude for your practice and for each other. Thank you all for being here. A wonderful evening. Namaste. You're welcome. So Mia is gone for a couple of weeks, and I think Cody will do her Friday class, and then I'll do Sunday on Zoom. And if you want to practice with me, I've been doing a Wednesday at 9:30, but that's moving now to Thursday at 8:30. And that's either here or on Zoom. I'll be here and hopefully I'll get that working. So I'll be on Zoom also. I'll be here one more Tuesday and then it is coming Sunday. Sunday is just Zoom. Like hers is usually just Zoom on Sunday.